Many Palestinians, as we've said, are upset by today's announcement, and for their perspective, I'm joined now by Husam Zomlot. He is currently the chief representative of the PLO delegation to the United States. Mr. Zomlot, thank you very much for joining us. Your reaction, first of all, to this announcement by President Trump.
Thank you for having me. Actually, today's announcement is a bad day for peace in the Middle East. We were anticipating and waiting for President Trump's promise to have a comprehensive, lasting, durable peace, what he coined as the ultimate deal. We have been engaged with him and we have met his team for many, many times, tens of times. Actually, only the end of last week, I myself and senior Palestinian representatives came to Washington and met the Trump administration and discussed the ultimate deal. And all of a sudden, this comes out of the blue, actually. And instead of injecting peace on the discussion, now this has injected anxiety, suspicion, anger, and perhaps this has also delivered a blow to the peace process and to the role of the U.S. in the peace process, and also to the constituency of peace, to the peace camp, those who, the hundreds of millions of people who want to see peace in the Middle East.
So if I could just interrupt, so you're saying you had no inkling this was coming because President Trump was saying today this is fulfilling a campaign promise, it was a law that's been on the books?
No, we had no clue whatsoever this was coming. As I confirmed, we were engaging them for the ultimate deal, and we agreed with the President Trump, whom we met 3 times with our President Abbas, in a matter of few weeks in the White House, in Bethlehem in Palestine, and again in New York. And in all these meetings, President Trump confirmed that his interest is strategic, that he wants to focus on the big picture, that he thinks peace is possible, and he thinks he's the one who can deliver, finally, what is desired, that is peace in the Middle East. And, you know, he's the one who said, let's not discuss details and issues and sidetracks and distractions. And all of a sudden, we have this biggest distraction that aggravated everybody, and that has been a precious gift to those who do not want to see a solution, to the non-solutionists, to the extremists, to the Armageddonists, actually, who do not want to see the conflict as a political, legal one that could be resolved, but a religious one that would never be resolved. To the settler movement in Israel, your previous guest, the Israeli ambassador, did say that, you know, West Jerusalem and East Jerusalem, but at the same time, he says Jerusalem will always be united, and the Israeli Knesset has annexed legally East Jerusalem. So this mincing of words and playing on words is no longer convincing. The issue is, do we have a credible, genuine peace process? Is the U.S. an honest, fair arbitrator? Are we going into the direction of the international consensus for a two-state solution? If we are, Jerusalem is at the heart of all this, and President Trump, unfortunately, has delivered a very, very damaging blow today to the 3 things: to the role of America, to the two-state solution, and to the hopes for peace.
So when you did hear the Israeli ambassador to the UN say that, well, everybody knows the embassy will be in West Jerusalem, this should not be offensive. He also said that he thinks this should instigate the peace process for your interest, for the Palestinians.
You know, peace processes means negotiations, means that we sit to talk and discuss. It doesn't mean unilateral acts. And what happens today was a unilateral act by the U.S. president to decide on a matter that should have been decided upon by negotiations based on very clear, well-defined framework and bases. These bases have been determined by the U.S. since 1991 through written letters to us. Secretary Baker wrote to us in 1991 to the Palestinian leadership and to the Palestinians, saying that we invite you to the Madrid peace process based on the U.S. commitment to the UN Security Council resolutions 242338, i.e. land for peace, that Israel must end its occupation that began in 1967, including East Jerusalem. In that letter, by the way, Secretary Baker confirmed that the U.S. will not recognize Israel's control of the city or Israel's annexation of East Jerusalem, that East Jerusalem will remain occupied. And therefore, this is a reneging. Just last sentence, President Trump today reneged on the U.S. commitment, and it was a U-turn that was absolutely unexpected, and therefore, it leaves the peace process in the limbo.
Well, so are you saying, Mr. Zomlot, from the PLO perspective then that this is the end of the peace process, or can you still sit down at the negotiating table under any circumstances with the Israelis and the Americans?
There is decades-long, long-held U.S. policy, international consensus, international resolutions, including the one that was passed in December and your previous guest referred to, that the U.S. actually abstained in acceptance of it, about the contours of the solution. We have accepted the Palestinians long ago, the international consensus and legitimacy. We have accepted the U.S. conditions on us. Those were three. The first is to recognize Israel on 78% of our land, recognize UN resolutions, and renounce violence. And we have recognized, ma'am, we have recognized Israel all along, but this recognition does not mean that we must recognize Israel's expansion, Israel's colonialism, Israel's appropriation of our land.
So let me finally ask you, where do you see this going from here? You're not saying this is the end.
No, this is not the end. No, this is not the end. We the Palestinians, are committed to the three principles. We are committed to peace. Believe you me, our generations are aching for an end to this and a new beginning. We have so many people who want a state that they can call home, a passport, an airport, a school, a cinema they can watch nice movies in it. And I'm saying it this way because we are tired. We also want to see an end to this, but not at any cost. We are a dignified nation. In fact, we are a nation that has produced all religions. You know, we are celebrating Christmas now. Bethlehem is the birthplace of Jesus and Christianity. We are such an ancient nation, and surrender is nothing we know. But we know the message of Jesus. We know the message of peace. We celebrate it. We are a model in the region, a model as a society, the Palestinians, of diversity and tolerance. We will hang on the hope of peace, but we cannot find peace in such dictations. We cannot find peace in such unilateral acts. I wish President Trump had stayed on course on the ultimate deal, stayed on course on the strategic action, not such an act that has really inserted much anxiety in the hearts of hundreds of millions of people, Christians and Muslims worldwide.
Husam Zomlot, who is the PLO, the chief representative of the PLO delegation to the United States. We thank you very much.
Thank you.